Bitcoin's not a company. So comparing it to some of the other companies, don't get skewed by that. It's a currency, and currencies can have very big market caps. It's actually less than 1% of the market cap of gold. So let's look at Bitcoin here. No matter what asset class it is, BK always gets concerned when you start to see a parabolic move. So let's kind of put this recent move in perspective. This goes back to July. This is Bitcoin. Let's take a look at what we got here. We've got a trending move. We've got a flat type of corrective move. And now we have another trending move here. Pay attention to this flat correcting move because I'm going to come back to it. Goldman Sachs is talking about a 1, 2, 3, and possibly fourth, fifth wave here, and then possibly getting back down to 3,000. Let's see how they get there. So let's go to the next chart. This is going to be a shorter term chart. There we go. Shorter term chart of what's going on. So here we are. This is that last run up. We've had a flat correction, and here we are now. The rule of alternation would suggest that a flat correction is followed by a sharp, steep correction. So what do we get today? We had a 400-point drop. Looks as though we've stabilized here, somewhere around the 4,000 range. It's very volatile. Potentially, we could get a move back up to, let's call it 42, 4,300. And then if you had another 400-point drop, an ABC correction, that would constitute a steep, sharp correction, you'd get to about 3,600. So that's how I'm thinking about Bitcoin right now. I'm looking at getting back. I'm still in it, but I'd be looking to add positions at 3,600. When you go into the crypto space, there's about 1,000 different cryptocurrencies. How do you pick the right ones? So I think there's kind of 3 keys to that. Number one, it has to be good technology, okay? There's a lot of things out there that are just copycats. You got to have that good technology. Number 2, I always look for a real world use case. There's a lot of vaporware out there. I want something that people are going to use in the relatively near term. And then finally, cryptocurrency is all about community. You have to have a strong community, a strong user base, a bunch of people that are really trying to support it. So let's look at what a crypto portfolio should look like. We'll go to the next one. Okay, so this is kind of a general breakdown of what I like to see. Bitcoin, I'd put at about 30%. That's still the big dog out there. Most of the market still is driven off of that. It has a real use case. People are using it for transactions. Then I'd go to Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. The bet I'm making there is that smart contracts are something's going to be built on them that are much bigger than these two. A value should accrue to Ethereum. I also like the privacy coins, Zcash and Monero. You might want to use those if you're Goldman Sachs trading with JP Morgan and you don't want to show everybody what you're doing. You use Zcash and Monero. I love Ripple. I'd put about 10% there. You got about 70 banks in Japan starting to use that. They're going after SWIFT. And then I want to have my speculative ones, okay? So I have 2 here. IOTA, IOTA. It's kind of a new take, possibly something that could disrupt blockchain. And Metal. This has a real-world use case. They've got 140 cannabis industry people ready to use their app. So that's my speculative play, and that's how I would do it. Then if we look quickly at what the charts look like, here's why I want to have that diversity. You see that there are some times they're very correlated, but there's other times that there's quite a bit of dispersion. So over the year, I want to see these things. When one isn't working, the other is working. And that, to me, is how you form a diversified crypto portfolio.
BK, quickly, maybe a dumb question. Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, what's the difference?
They're essentially the same thing. There's more of a philosophical difference in how they split. One group, Ethereum, actually rolled back the transactions to get a hack out of the way. The other group says we are 100% immutable.